Hey, this is always ready Matt Cardona, and you're listening to Markin Out.
This is Markin Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Follow on Twitter. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Marking Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Running like fisting. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. We're marking out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans.
Welcome to Markin Out, Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. This is episode 779. Thank you for listening. That's right, you can check us out at markinout.com. Also, wherever you are listening to your podcasts, such as Spotify, give us a 5-star rating to go with that 5-star Frog Splash. Make sure that you are subscribed over on YouTube. And if you haven't already, go buy a t-shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/markinout. Give us a like on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter at markinout. Follow us on TikTok at markinout. And on Instagram at markinout11. You can follow me on all social media platforms at David PT DPT. That's right, it's Dave the Rave. You can follow Chris at CMSweeney85 on Instagram and Chris Sweendog on Twitter. And you can follow Brandon on all social media platforms. You can follow that handsome hunk at BTTG161. Brandon, how are you?
I am doing awesome as always. How about yourself?
Doing fan-frickin-tastic. How was your week?
It was pretty good. I will say something that I haven't had in maybe over 2 decades. It has to be over 2 decades.
You had bacon?
Jeez. No. Gushers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where did you get some Gushers?
From BJ's.
Nice.
I don't know why. It's just like I was talking about. We were talking about it the other day. We, as in me and my friends, and I was like, I haven't had Gushers in so long, so I got them, and they taste the same, but I feel like they maybe, I don't know, the packaging is different. I'll say that for sure. Remember, it used to be like a paper sort of package.
Yeah.
And now it's like a small little like Halloween like trick or treat bag.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Gushers were always good.
Yeah, outside of that though, I tried to make pasta sauce without tomatoes. I used carrots, onions, garlic, and then a bunch of spices, but it's not tomato sauce. So, and I did that because I should be avoiding tomatoes because of having psoriatic arthritis. It could be a trigger to make it worse.
Okay.
But, and they say like, oh, you should follow like the nightshade diet or whatever, which is like, you shouldn't have peppers, you shouldn't have white potatoes. There's no replacing tomatoes though, so.
Yeah.
It came out more like a soup, perhaps, than a sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad, it's just, if I'm eating pasta, I want more than not, I want tomato sauce.
Yeah. I don't know. I like vodka sauce.
It's just vodka
I also like
sauce.
Alfredo. Yeah. It says vodka sauce. I
Vodka
also like Alfredo.
sauce. Vodka sauce
Alfredo sauce
is a form of a tomato sauce.
Mm-hmm. And
And
Alfredo.
yeah, Alfredo sauce is good too, but I don't need to eat Alfredo sauce. But yeah, that's basically my week. How about yours?
My week was fantastic. Yeah, New Year's was enjoyable.
Is this our first?
Yeah.
This isn't our first
Right?
New Year's episode.
No, it's not.
No,
last week was
we literally recorded on New
1st.
Year's Day.
Very true. Yeah, well, that was my week. But Monday Night Raw took place at the Barclays Center.
No, it did not. It took place at Barclays Center.
I knew that was gonna get you. I knew it. It took place at Barclays Center.
It was themed to the Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
It was, by the way, they had that very dizzying intro for Monday Night Raw, but I thought it was still like awesome once they like flipped everything upside down. The stage was cool. The graphics were cool. The merch was cool, despite the fact that they were selling it at one price and then realized they were probably like, whoops, we didn't mean to put it out at this price, and then raised it to match the other items. Not having anyone from the cast, not doing any gimmicks from the show, I think as a crossover, I'm kind of torn on saying I kind of feel like this was a fail. I'm leaning more towards that.
I don't think it was a fail. But
like, obviously, they never advertised anybody from the cast or anything. You had so many people from the goddamn cast in New York City. Are you kidding me? Not one cast member could have been like, hey, brother, you want to just stop by Barclays for 5 minutes or so?
That's the thing. You had so many people there. I mean, there was so much speculation and stuff, but I still think that I don't think it was a fail. I think that it was great. You had the Scoops Ahoy stuff there. You had the Demogorgon. You had you had so much taking place. Yeah, you had the unique T-shirts and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a lot of fun. But like you said, it kind of stinks that nobody from the show was there.
If you haven't seen the finale yet of Stranger Things, spoiler alert, but the fact that Vecna died via getting his head chopped off with an axe, how do you not do a lumberjack match? Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. But again, I guess you have all those other matches that were already set up. I don't know. I feel like one of those matches could have easily been a lumberjack match.
Yeah, you could have had one of them, but I wouldn't have done a lumberjack match. I would have done like an upside-down match.
I mean, she chopped his head off with an axe. Lumberjacks use axes.
I would have done it differently. I would have done like an upside-down world match.
What's an upside-down world match?
Well, I just say the upside-down match. Could be.
Could
be a lights-out match.
The Mountain Dew
I'm thinking like
black lights up?
It could be. I'm thinking like a no DQ aspect, but I think
you put the red lights
works.
Like the Fiend had?
Yeah.
I feel like more could have been done. More could have been done. We could have been invited out by Netflix. I think that's a huge fail. I will say that. I'll go on the record.
Yeah. We're right in the area, so you could have definitely hit us up. We would have done it, but
I would have happily sat in a suite for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's your choice.
Would have been great to meet Rey Mysterio, but whatever.
It's all good. We're not going to hold it against you.
First match of Monday Night Raw to me, I was surprised by this. We saw Rio pick up the victory over the Kabuki Warriors to become the new tag team champions. Were you surprised by this?
I was surprised because I was surprised because I wasn't really going in thinking that we were definitely going to have title changes. I know it's the first Monday Night Raw of the year, but I wasn't going in expecting title changes. But if there was going to be a title change, it was going to be this one. I wasn't expecting more than one, but it would have been this one. But it was a good match.
When they announced all the matches, I was like, if they are going to be mentioning Tanahashi's retirement at all, I feel like it would have to be this match. Mm-hmm. And then when it was announced that this was opening the show, I was like, I don't know if they're going to be mentioning Tanahashi now. And then Io hit a sling blade, and they mentioned Tanahashi. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. I was really very happy to hear that.
That was cool.
I think that was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But, and we'll talk about Tanahashi later on. But I like the Razor's Edge into the drop kick by Io with Kairi kicking out of that. And then Rhea hit that riptide. Asuka ends up getting into the ring to stop the over the moonsault. I thought that was well done. And then they eventually did hit it, but they hit it on Asuka. Part of me wishes that wasn't the outcome, but overall I'm fine with them being new champions.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with this happening. I am curious what's going to happen now with Rio, especially because so many people. If Rhea Ripley is tag team champion going into Royal Rumble, I don't think she's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Well, my pick to win the Royal Rumble was Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Dave's kind of sick right now. I'm not editing out coughs. We're doing this raw.
Yeah, deal with it.
After that,
I picked. Yeah, we might as well toss it out there. I got a little cough, so deal with it. Thank you for dealing with it.
After that, Gunther came out. Adam Pearce had warned him beforehand. He's like, why don't you mix in some respect? And Gunther was like, I should have the respect shown towards me. And then he brought up John Cena. AJ Styles interrupted. And Gunther called himself the greatest in the company. Kept interrupting AJ Styles. I like that. Like literally every single time AJ Styles went to speak, Gunther would then speak again. Finally, AJ Styles slapped the ever-loving heck out of Gunther. He's like, you're not going to do a damn thing about it. And then he left the ring. Gunther was pissed off, ends up yelling at Adam Pearce. He wants a match next week. Or AJ Styles wanted the match, I think. And that got set up for next week. I think,
No,
I think it was AJ.
Gunther demanded the match, I think.
I thought Gunther yelled at Adam Pearce and then AJ. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, Gunther.
I think Gunther was just like, I want AJ.
Right, yeah. AJ just happened to show up and the match was made. But I think, how does that end?
Brandon's going to hate this episode.
Stop coughing. It's very easy to hold in a cough.
Dude, I'm trying. You're going to hate this so much to play back.
But how do you see this match going?
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I could have seen, if you told me that this is going to happen later this year, I would say probably Gunther's going to retire him.
Right, exactly. Everyone was assuming that Gunther would be the one to retire AJ Styles after he did Goldberg and John Cena.
Now, it could be right now.
Random match.
AJ could get the victory, but
because of Dragon Lee, perhaps? I don't know. Well, no, because Dragon Lee got involved later on.
I guess maybe it would have to be. Well, I mean, Gunther picked up the victory over Cena. It's hard to see Gunther lose.
What are the Good Brothers doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would go with Gunther.
What about the Good Brothers showing up?
We haven't seen them in a while, have we? Have they been anywhere?
I mean, not in WWE. They've been
TNA?
working some Noah dates.
Good for
recently.
Them. Way to go. Well, next up you had Becky Lynch pick up the victory over Maxine to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Now, this was a surprise to me, especially because of Maxine having...
Before the match, though, something that kind of confused me. Ivy Nile was backstage. She was pissed off that she, wasn't in this match. She didn't want anyone getting a title shot before her, but she had a match for the title a few weeks ago. So I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked all the submission attempts in this match. Becky Lynch hit that superplex and then rolled through into a DDT, and I thought that DDT was going to be an armbar, so I was surprised to see a DDT there. I really liked when Becky countered Maxine in a powerbomb position, and then Maxine rolled through into the ankle lock. But Becky Lynch ends up rolling through to a pin, grabs the rope. I feel like, how did the referee not see that?
I know.
And then you and I both thought that Jessica Carr was going to run down to be like, no.
Yeah, that would have been a perfect spot right there.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I mean, I guess the plus side was that Becky Lynch got to walk a red carpet with the Intercontinental Championship for Star Trek that she'll be on coming up this month, I think, the show. Mm-hmm. I think the thing that people focused the most on this match was that modified Widow's Peak from Maxine that just didn't quite work this time. She used it a few weeks ago on Ivy Nile, and I think it looked great then. So it's just something that happens in pro wrestling.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if Becky probably knew what was going to happen, but she just in the moment, you know. But I was surprised that I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting Becky to win.
I was expecting it, but hoping not. I was really hoping that Maxine would retain. And then that, of course, that led to the a bunch of the IWC just being standard trash IWC.
True.
That move, by the way, not to the outcome.
Fickle.
The Usos came out after that in the crowd just to have Jey Uso's theme song play, and then they ran it back and they said nothing of note, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods took to Twitter to mention that the Usos don't even come out to the Usos theme song. Thank you, Xavier Woods. They had to kill time, I guess. You put out the Usos, you run it back.
Yeah,
why can't they play
the
Usos theme song is beyond me.
Yeah.
What sound effect was that?
Yeah.
Like, was that a cough, a sneeze? I don't even know what that was.
We're gonna leave it up to the fans. We don't know.
I don't understand. What kind of sickness is this? How do you get sick like this?
It's just my throat is just dry.
Wait, you take a sip of water? Dry. You don't have water next to you?
Yeah. I
don't know, man. After that, we had Stephanie Vaquer come out, and she spoke about how awesome her 2025 was. She had a boot on, and she said that it's not going to stop her. She wants everybody. And then Raquel Rodriguez attacked her from behind. She attacked the injured ankle. She picked Stephanie Vaquer up for that Tejana bomb like it was absolutely nothing. That was, I think, one of the most impressive things I've seen recently. And then backstage, she continued the attack. Who knows what this is leading to with Stephanie Vaquer? Mm-hmm. I hope that she doesn't have to relinquish the title. I don't know what's happening though.
I don't think she will, but I think Raquel Rodriguez is really making a big statement that she does deserve a title run.
After that,
you had Adam Pearce coming on out and making an announcement that they made a signing to Monday Night Raw. And out comes Y2J. No, it was Javon Evans. Bouncy. So I think that was a great call-up. What do you think?
I think it's a great call-up. I think it was trash to do it during a commercial break, but then at the same time, I'm like, maybe they did that because people are expecting Chris Jericho, and if Adam Pearce shows up to make a big deal out of like a signing, it would reflect negatively towards Javon, but at the same time, I don't know. I think Javon's pretty over, so I don't understand why you didn't do that. Like, Javon having that signing on air was, to me, more necessary than what the Usos did.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, it didn't, to the live crowd, they didn't know if it was during a commercial break, I think. Dude, like...
I think Adam Pearce mentions that it's a commercial.
I don't think so.
I thought he did. I could swear he did. I don't know. Maybe not, but maybe I'm just like putting false memories in my head.
Maybe.
It starts tomorrow.
But yeah, it starts tomorrow. But next up, you had Liv Morgan pick up the victory over Lyra Valkyria. Hey, this is your Rumble pick over here.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this was a match, like an outcome that could have been expected regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Liv Morgan countering the Nightwing with the Codebreaker. And that's the thing. A lot of people were like, oh my God, they're Adam Pearce had on Sunday brought up breaking the walls down or something like that in his promo for Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan doing a Codebreaker, which she always does a Codebreaker. She also did a Boston Crab, Walls of Jericho on the turnbuckle. So people were like, there's signs everywhere. Which Canyon used to do that. That clip went viral this past week, so it's very possible that she would have seen that and been like, oh, that's a really good move. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think I've seen anybody else do that. But Roxanne Perez ends up pulling the rope when Lyra went to run into it. Bayley went to go after her, and the referee stopped her, and then Roxanne took Bayley out, which Bayley then snapped, chasing Roxanne Perez all the way to the back with a chair in her hand. And then from there, Liv Morgan hit the Oblivion, got the victory there. I don't think you could have expected this to go any other way.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that it was very predictable.
The main event.
Yeah.
The main event, I thought, could potentially go the other way. But we had CM Punk come out, pick up the victory over Braun Breaker to retain the championship. I think it was an awesome moment, a big pop, definitely, for CM Punk coming out wearing that Michigan-style varsity jacket and his blue and yellow gear. Obviously, that's something that lines up with the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, Michigan.
Obviously, the Frankensteiner part was, I don't know. It was a mess up there, but at the same time, I don't know if it was because CM Punk's legs were not.
That's the thing. I'm actually gonna. Yeah, was not.
I mean, they weren't
over, right?
Yeah, they weren't inside the ring, so I don't know. And it seemed like they could have been like a perfectly planned spot where, I mean, Braun Breaker gets cocky, he waits on or whatever, he goes to hit the move. CM Punk kind of holds on, but then flies into the top rope.
I'll be honest. I think that this was a botch on CM Punk.
Yeah, and then CM Punk hit the elbow drop. I don't know. I don't know.
Like
I mean, CM Punk, you see somebody doing the move normally, his legs would be sense. Inside the ring.
Exactly, but even still, I think it was just a botch on CM Punk not realizing that, like not remembering to put his legs over, because you could see the way that he tried to go with it. CM Punk didn't just stay up on the turnbuckle; he still went off to the left of the turnbuckle, as if he like tried to go with it and just couldn't. You know, I feel like it would have been if it was a planned spot, it wouldn't have been a smart spot planned. And it would have been a dangerous spot planned too.
But, and then they did the actual move, which I don't think was necessary.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I would have preferred, like we've seen it before. It's very impressive when Braun Breaker does it, but I don't think, given that mess up before, I don't think it was necessary to go ahead and try to repeat the spot and do it or whatever. But Paul Heyman got involved. The Vision got involved. Braun Breaker drove CM Punk into the referee at one point. And then Austin Theory stomped CM Punk, which CM Punk kicked out of. And then Penta showed up. Rey Mysterio showed up. Dragon Lee showed up. They took the Vision and Logan Paul and Austin Theory to the back. Braun Breaker, or the Vision, just the Vision in general. But Braun Breaker ends up missing a spear. And CM Punk hit the GTS, but Braun Breaker kicked out of that. CM Punk used a pile driver. He didn't get all of the pile driver, but he still used one. I think that was a good moment of the match. Braun Breaker reversed the GTS with an armbar, which then CM Punk reversed into a pinning move, which was then reversed back into the armbar. Punk switched it into the Anaconda Vice. Breaker gets out of it, hits another gutbuster on CM Punk. I thought it was about to be a GTS tease from, or not a tease, just I thought Braun Breaker was going to hit the GTS.
That's what I thought too. I thought that he was going to go for the GTS as like a throw in your face to CM Punk.
But then he set up for that. After that, CM Punk rolled through and used the STF. Paul Heyman again got involved. And I wasn't expecting CM Punk to actually connect with anything there. CM Punk punched him off the apron. And then Braun Breaker missed a spear. He went outside, punched CM Punk when he went for the suicide dive. I like that spot. And then he went to the top rope and put CM Punk through the commentary table.
Which was a great spot for the match.
Yeah, and then Braun Breaker got CM Punk back in. He went for a spear, and CM Punk kneed him right in the face, hit that GTS, got the victory there. That was a cool spot that they had done previously on a live event.
Oh, I didn't know it was a previous spot.
Yeah, that was a good outcome to that match. And a lot of people were like, this episode of Monday Night Raw was the worst episode. It sucked.
Really?
I was overall very happy with this episode. Outside of the fact that they didn't have the cast there. They even had that custom Stranger Things championship, which was cool.
Yeah, you had three title matches. I think that maybe if you wanted to add another matchup somewhere, I don't think that you needed the Usos aspect.
A huge thing that's not being spoken about, most of these matches were women.
I was just thinking that too when I was looking at that.
You're not getting that. WWE puts that, not every week, but WWE puts that quite often these days. I think that's awesome to have all those matches.
I agree with you.
Moving over to NXT, it was supposed to open up Thea Hale versus Blake Monroe. Did not happen, though. Blake Monroe ended up attacking Thea Hale before the match. She used a chair. She threw her through a barricade. I don't want to see that. No, I hate that. I'm done with those. And then Ava took the match away from Blake Monroe, banned her from the building. She could be on SmackDown by the time this goes up on the internet. Thea Hale still wanted to defend the championship. Ava wouldn't approve it, and then Jordynne Grace was there, and she somehow talked Ava into letting Thea Hale do the open challenge, which we'll talk about momentarily.
Yeah. That's big.
You had Ricky Saints come out, and he said that last year he was the one that really needed NXT, but in 2026, it's NXT that really needs him, and he brought up how Trick Williams is leaving, or left already, Javon Evans left, and he's not going anywhere. He sent messages to Leon Slater, he sent messages to Obafemi there. Now, I mean, that segment is kind of pointless, but...
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
I mean, technically right now, we don't know what happens next Thursday, but...
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens, but... Next up, you had Tatum Paxley pick up the victory over Izzy Dame. Getting revenge on everything that Izzy Dame has been putting her through.
Yeah, and I thought this was a fun match. Also... I mentioned it before with Liv Morgan doing that canyon spot. Tatum Paxley did a half crab on the turnbuckle.
I like that spot.
Yeah. But Tatum eventually won the match with the cemetery drive. And then later on, Thea Hale had that open challenge. The locker room ran down like last time, but I didn't understand the referees. Like, it's whoever gets in the ring first. But all the officials were like, no. Like, they're holding back the roster. That didn't make sense to me. And then Tatum Paxley split them apart with a chainsaw. Like, not.
Did you think anybody else was going to come out?
I thought, well, once they did that, it still could have happened. I thought there was, like, potential possibility for, like, a big return or a debut or something. But you had Tatum Paxley rundown. All the fans are going nuts. They're marking out because they want to see Tatum Paxley win gold always. But Izzy Dame made it into the ring first.
Yeah. And I liked it too because Paxley got right up to the ring, but Izzy Dame slid in from right behind and just booted her right in the face and got her in the turnbuckle. And then the referee, hey, that's it. Started the
And honestly, I mean, I think this could have gone either way. I think it was very, very interesting to see Izzy Dame get that match. But Thea eventually tried to use the Kimura lock on the top rope, and Izzy Dame hit the sky high off of the middle rope, I think, to win the championship. I think that was very, very surprising. So
yeah,
Izzy Dame,
I agree with you.
Izzy Dame is the new North American champion. Where they go with this, I have no idea.
I mean, I think that it's going to be very interesting. But hey, I think that I like it. I am very supportive of this. I mean, does that mean that Thea Hale, was she supposed to win the championship that week? I mean,
I think a lot of factors went rolling after that, because now there's those rumors, like I said, with Blake Monroe, she could possibly be on SmackDown already. Jordynne Grace, we know last week she debuted on SmackDown, but for some reason was on NXT this week. Mm-hmm. I'm almost certain she was officially as a member of the SmackDown roster last week. That's why it really didn't make sense as to why she was the one that was talking Thea Hale into having the open challenge and talking Ava into allowing it, because it almost seemed set up for her to be the one to go out there and take the title from Thea Hale.
Mm-hmm.
But, which again, it wouldn't have made sense, because she is, I'm almost certain, officially on SmackDown.
True.
So, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Izzy Dame.
I am too. I think that I don't know what's going to happen with Thea Hale, but I think with Izzy Dame they have a lot, and I feel like with Izzy Dame you're going to have Paxley get involved somehow, and it's going to be an entire Izzy Dame fending off Tatum Paxley for as long as she could, and then I feel Tatum Paxley is going to get the victory over Izzy Dame
with the help of
but
the Righteous.
But it's going to be the chase. Yeah,
I mean, we did get the Righteous this week, so
I don't know. But next up, you had JC Jane pick up the victory over Kendall Gray to retain her championship. JC Jane is just doing fantastic.
Yeah. Now, also, I mean, Kendall Gray is such a breath of fresh air. A complete natural when it comes to pro wrestling. And I thought this was a very good match. I liked JC hitting that knee out of nowhere. We got a very, last second kick out there. I thought for sure that was about to be it. But Fallon Henley distracted the referee. Lainey Reed pulled Kendall out. She starts beating on Kendall. Ren Sinclair got involved, but she got knocked out. And then Kendall tried that armbar again. JC gets out of it. Fallon held on to Kendall in front of the referee. And then JC was able to hit the rolling encore and got the victory off of that. I can't comprehend the ending there.
Mm-hmm.
The referee he reacted to Fallon holding on to Kendall there. Does it set up another match, perhaps? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it has to, right?
And then JC could just go to SmackDown or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
After that, Ethan Page came out, and he hyped himself up as the main event. He called himself an international icon, so I was expecting an international icon to interrupt. But it was Jasper Troy who interrupted. And he teased maybe potentially winning the North American Championship despite having the Speed Championship. Then Josh Briggs showed up. Stax and Ariana Grace came out. And Stax mentioned that he is the TNA International Champion. So there's your tie-in to the international part. And then Shiloh Hill, I think, surprisingly showed up there. And then he said that he has stacks, obviously, next week for that title. It was approved by Santino and Ava, so we're going to see the TNA International Championship on NXT defended. And then Tavion Heights showed up, and he, I guess, put Troy on notice there, but this turned into a big brawl where Ethan Page kept dodging everybody and got lucky he escaped.
Yeah, I thought that this was a lot of fun, and seeing everybody come out and get into each other's faces and stuff like that. It was a solid 6-man segment.
And then backstage, Ethan Page questioned Miles Bourne why he didn't show up. And Miles Bourne was like, it wasn't any of my business, and that kind of pissed off Ethan Page. Ethan Page also yelled at Tate Wilder over there. But Miles Bourne seemingly went to go to Ava to, I assume, get a match made between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But then the main event took place. Obafemi picked up the victory over Leon Slater to retain the NXT Championship. I was really hoping to see Leon Slater win the title. I think that would have been really cool, especially going into the first episode on AMC. I see both sides of that, though.
Mm-hmm.
But the match I thought was fine. I liked the match. At one point, Oba ends up running into, I think he ran into the, I don't know if it was the ring post or the steps at this point, but he hurt his knees. And Leon Slater was able to work on that for a bit. But ultimately, Obafemi reversed the Swanton 450. Slater countered the pin with a crucifix into one of the closest near falls I've ever seen. Despite the fact that we had that other spot earlier in the night, I think that was also well done. But then from there, Obafemi was able to hit that fall from Grayson. He gets the victory. They cut backstage. Ava's speaking to I guess it's the Evolve locker room, saying that a lot of people are moving up to Raw and SmackDown, and there's going to be open space for NXT call-ups. And then Robert Stone ran in, and he goes, "Did you see what Oba just did?" And they cut back to the ring. It's just the title by itself, left in the ring, with Tony D'Angelo in the crowd staring at the title.
Yeah, where did he leave, by the way? Did he go through the crowd?
He must have gone right up the ramp. We didn't see that. They cut to the back already.
Yeah, we didn't see him actually leave or anything like that. But I thought that was definitely interesting. I mean, I don't know if Leon Slater didn't have to lose the championship for this to happen. I mean, it's a big statement for Obafemi.
But also, at the same time, though, it's like, look, I'm so dominant that I'm giving up this NXT championship to go to Raw or SmackDown and now chase whatever he's going to chase. But I think if you're going to do that with Obafemi, something huge has to happen very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where. I mean, he has potential to be at least the Final Four in the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah, I would say so. He's going to be huge.
But yeah, that's NXT. Moving over to SmackDown. It kicked off with Randy Orton, who was immediately cut off by Trick Williams. He put himself over and he told Randy Orton that it's not 2006 anymore, it's 2026. Randy Orton clapped back with the amount of world championships that he has, but also said that he sees that Trick Williams is a star, but he doesn't know if Trick has the brain since he was the one that interrupted Randy Orton. Trick said that he's the only one who's going to take that opportunity to brush up against Randy Orton. Greatness. And he also put Randy Orton on notice. He said that this is his year. This turned into Randy Orton attacking Trick Williams. Then the Miz tried to Miz jumped Randy Orton from behind. He tried to hit the skull-crushing finale, but Randy Orton got out of that, hit an RKO. And then that led into Trick Williams' match. He got the victory over Phoenix. I would like to see Phoenix winning matches on SmackDown. Obviously, Trick Williams needed a victory there. I liked when Trick broke the old school, but Phoenix was able to springboard onto the ropes to take him down. I thought that was a pretty good spot. I think for this match, I think they went outside too many times. But I was surprised to see Trick he hit a lot of moves to go towards that victory. But I think that's a plus towards Phoenix. I think even the ending favors Phoenix more because Trick reversed a pin and then used Phoenix's tights to get leverage there. So Trick Williams, like I said, needed that big win in his debut. Phoenix doesn't look bad though because multiple factors. After that, Julia picked up the victory over Alexa Bliss to retain the U.S. Championship. Charlotte Flair was sick, and Nia Jax tried to plant seeds of doubt in Alexa's mind about Charlotte not wanting to be there for her because it was her getting the opportunity and it wasn't Flair getting the opportunity. But this match, I thought this was, for what it was, I thought this was pretty good. I think Julia controlled most of this. Kiana James got involved a bunch of times behind the referee's back. One where the referee caught her stepping on Alexa's hair, and he didn't kick her from ringside or anything. I thought that was weird. Julia hit Arrivederci, and she went for that Northern Lights bomb, but Alexa Bliss reversed it. Kiana James again distracted the referee. And Lash Legend, when Alexa Bliss went to hit Twisted Bliss, pushed Alexa off the top rope. Julia hit the Northern Lights bomb, and she got the victory there. Afterwards, Nia Jax and Lash Legend attacked Alexa Bliss, and I was thinking maybe we would see Nikki Cross make a save to maybe sort of restart that Wyatt stuff, but especially because Charlotte, we knew Flair was not there, but that didn't happen. The next match, though, we saw Solo Sikoa and the MFT pick up the victory over the Wyatt Six. I really had no idea who I thought would win this match. And as far as who had the upper hand here, I think this was even enough for me to say that it was even. It was a bit chaotic. I liked that one spot where Joe Gacy and Tama Tonga were both, it was like a tug-of-war sort of spot where they were both trying to tag out. But Joe Gacy was able to get that tag. JC Mateo got involved. Solo Sikoa, in the end, ends up distracting Uncle Howdy with the lantern. And eventually, Tama Tonga was able to get the victory off of that. Solo left with the lantern. So, this feud is not done. I just don't know where it goes next. At all. I don't know. Maybe the MFT get a title shot now. I don't know. Yeah, Jordan Grace picked up the victory over Alba Fire. Chelsea Green got involved. And Jordan Grace ended up throwing Alba Fire into her to knock her off the apron. And eventually she won with that torture rack bomb, which I think this was a good SmackDown debut for Jordan Grace. I really like that package sit-down powerbomb, and I don't know if we've seen that from her before. I don't recall that. But then the champion Jade Cargill showed up and interrupted Jordan Grace's winning walk back to the locker room. And she just warned Jordan Grace, saying that she's on her show now. Backstage, Nathan Frazer spoke to Axiom. And then Axiom attacked Nathan Frazer, and my heart sank. And then Candice LeRae showed up. You obviously realize that it's Johnny Gargano. He unmasked. And then Axiom showed up. But I thought that was a really well done segment there, because we were under the impression that Johnny Gargano was not there. But we move on to the open challenge. That was why Nathan Frazer went to speak to Axiom. He thought maybe they would try to outrun one another to the ring to answer the challenge. But Carmelo Hayes picked up the victory over Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the U.S. Championship. I liked this match because it showed how much of a veteran Nakamura is compared to how, I don't want to say how much of a rookie that Carmelo Hayes is, but I guess that kind of works. But Nakamura hit so many dragon screws in this match to really work on Carmelo's leg. He worked it with a half crab as well. I liked Carmelo Hayes at one point doing the dragon screw back to Shinsuke and then doing Nakamura's taunt to him. But eventually, Carmelo Hayes was able to hit the first 48 to counter a Kinshasa attempt. That sounded weird to me. And then he hit nothing but net to actually get the victory there. But I think this was a very good match for Carmelo Hayes. And I think matches like this help build a title. It helps build a reign. So I want so many more matches like this, especially because, like I said, Nakamura is a veteran. So to go up against somebody like that and then have the outcome that you did, I think that does wonders for that title. We had Matt Cardona backstage earlier in an interview segment, and he ended up leaving that to go speak to Cody Rhodes, and he said that he's back in WWE to win that WWE Championship. A lot of people throughout the night spoke about that WWE Championship. And then Nick Aldis announced that 4 matches will be taking place next week on SmackDown, where the winners will face off in a fatal 4-way at Saturday night's main event. And then the winner of that match will face the champion at the Royal Rumble. We have Randy Orton versus The Miz. We have Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. We have Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. And Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. I don't know who's winning any of these matches. I have to assume Randy Orton's going to be the one facing McIntyre, though. But who gets into that fatal 4-way? I don't know, because Trick Williams needs victories. Matt Cardona needs victories. I can't see, after Damian Priest beat Aleister Black, I can't see him losing. And then between Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov, I mean, I don't know. Sami Zayn has been speaking about it for a few weeks now, about how he needs to win that WWE Championship. Ilya Dragunov spoke to Carmelo Hayes earlier saying, I appreciate the fact that you're doing the open challenges. I want something bigger. So we'll see what happens there. The main event of SmackDown. 3 stages of hell. The first fall, Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes in a singles match. Drew McIntyre, by the way, had Dusty Rhodes his watch. But it was very interesting because Cody Rhodes, it sounded like he was booed a bit. Like, they still sang his theme song, but it sounded like he was booed. It also sounded like Drew McIntyre was booed a little bit, too. Less than Cody was. But Drew tried to get Cody, I guess, DQ'd. And that wasn't working. The turnbuckle pad came off. Drew McIntyre was able to low blow Cody Rhodes behind the referee's back. He hit a Claymore, got the victory off of that for the first fall. Second fall, Cody Rhodes gets the win in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Almost right away, Drew McIntyre powerbombed Cody Rhodes through a table. And then they fight in the crowd. Cody used a fan's phone to take a picture, a selfie during that, and that popped me big time. I hope that picture surfaces. I thought that was awesome. This went backstage a bit. Drew McIntyre tried to powerbomb Cody through a table in the crowd, but Cody ends up climbing up on the steps, I guess, in the crowd, and gets out of that. Eventually lays Drew McIntyre on the table and hits a splash in the crowd through the table. And I was very surprised to see Drew McIntyre kick out of that, but time-wise, I understand. Eventually, Cody hit the crossroads on the commentary table, puts Drew McIntyre through it. That was the winner. That's what won Cody that fall. And then for the final fall, we had a cage match. Drew McIntyre picked up the victory over Cody Rhodes to become the new WWE Champion. Almost immediately, Drew McIntyre tried to climb out. Almost did. They end up fighting on top of the cage a bit. Cody Rhodes got superplexed off the top of the cage. Cody kicked out of a future shock. He also got busted open before that. I don't know where he hit the back of his head, but maybe it was off the superplex. I don't know. Cody, though, he hit another crossroads. McIntyre kicked out of that. Eventually, Cody hits a Cody cutter. Drew kicks out of that. And then Cody, he's able to hit 2 of the 3 from the trifecta of the crossroads. The third one, McIntyre thumbed Cody Rhodes' eyes. He gets out of that. He hits a Claymore. Cody kicks out. Cody, they're both up on the cage. Cody gets Drew McIntyre off the cage. He hits a Cody cutter. McIntyre kicked out of that, but if he didn't hit that Cody cutter and just climbed out, he probably could have just climbed out there and won. But they both climb the cage again. They both end up getting crotched. Drew McIntyre slowly crawling his way out of the cage door. Jacob Fatu returns. He shows up in a black hoodie. He unmasks. He starts attacking Drew McIntyre. He gets into the ring to start attacking Drew McIntyre. Cody pulls him off, and then he starts attacking Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre from there is able to climb out, and I really thought Drew McIntyre was about to get screwed again. And then after the match, Cody Rhodes attacked Jacob Fatu, but I am so happy to see Drew McIntyre win the WWE Championship again. Hopefully, I say this with every title reign, hopefully this is a lengthy run. I was very happy with that SmackDown. Gonna move on now. Like I said last week, I'm not covering AEW. So, hey, Brandon, got any shout-outs?
This is Yoda, and listening to Brandon's shout-outs you are.
The Threesome gets the first shout-out, which is now streaming on Netflix. Have you heard anything about this film, or probably not?
Tell me more.
It stars Zoe Deutsch, Jonah Howard King, Ruby Cruz. The title describes part of the plot, but I feel like more people would be open to watching this film if it didn't have that title. But basically, this guy has a crush on this woman. They have a night together with a random woman, hence the title of the movie. Both of them unexpectedly get pregnant. And there's ups, there's downs. It's more than just the title. It's a romantic comedy. There's drama. Well, I feel like it's more drama than comedy at times. Some of it is crazy. But I think it comes together well, and I honestly would like more rom-coms with Zoe Deutsch. So, I enjoy this movie. It's not a Netflix exclusive, but it's like streaming exclusively on Netflix. I think it was in theaters.
I can't put a face to this.
You know, Zoe Deutsch
No.
is Leah Thompson's daughter from Back to the Future. Leah Thompson.
I have to... Yeah,
I mean, you know Leah Thompson.
Yeah, the mom.
Yeah, so she's got a daughter.
Good. I'm glad that she's successful.
Yeah.
Good job.
She also has another film on Netflix, but I think it's in French only. Something like that. So I haven't watched it because I'm not about to read a film. But my
they don't
next
have a dub version?
I don't know. I didn't look that far into it. It's also in black and white, I believe.
No, that's different.
My next shout out's going to Fallout, back for season 2 on Amazon Prime. I really think they're killing it with this show. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I forget when season 1 came out. I don't care about the game. I played it once for 5 minutes, and I was like, this game is not for me. But I think
I want to play that game.
You want to?
Yeah, I want to. It
Why?
looks like a lot of fun. I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun to play.
It was super boring
I've seen
to
some
me.
Let's Play of it.
Yeah, it was very boring to me. But I think the show is right on par with what I want to watch. I think Ella Purnell and Walton Goggins, they work really well together. And I think all of the episodes should be out by next month. But this season, I popped. I guess it's kind of a spoiler, so spoiler alert. I popped. I didn't know Macaulay Culkin was going to be on. So
Spoiler.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and I mean, you have Amazon Prime access? You don't, right?
No, I don't. But if I did, I want to watch that and The Boys.
I have not watched The Boys. There's a spin-off series to that coming on Prime right now. I don't know if it's the first season or second season or what, but
Yeah, that, and then on Prime, I want to see that Momoa Batista film.
that looks awesome. I just saw the trailer that came out
Crew?
this week. I think that looks awesome. Somebody in the
Yeah,
comments
I
was
mean-
like, "Oh, this looks like it sucks." Meanwhile, I'm like, "Bro, this looks like the greatest movie ever."
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it looks like a buddy cop, but not. I feel like they must be like brothers or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, either or partners.
I thought they were brothers.
I would say
don't know.
partners more than... I would say partners as like on a police force.
Perhaps, I don't know. But my last shout out goes to Guns Up, which is a movie starring Kevin James and Christina Ricci. It's now streaming on Paramount Plus. Kevin James plays a mob henchman. I think there's a good twist towards the end, but it's an action comedy. More action than comedy. Something else that I popped at during this movie, unexpectedly, Rusev pops up. I had no clue he was in this movie, so I thought it was really cool to see him in a scene with Kevin James.
That's funny. That's got to be surprising to not know somebody's in there, and then you see somebody like that.
Yeah, it was like the other week or the other month or whenever it was when I was watching the movie, Drew McIntyre popped up, and I was like, oh wait, I think I do remember him supposed to be in this.
I remember the first time I saw a movie that had a cameo.
Yeah, what movie is that, Mr.?
I think it was Suburban Commando, and me noticing The Undertaker.
Oh, I was about to say, is that really a cameo if he's like the star of it?
I don't know. I think I guess starring in it, but I was so like confused at first. I was like, and then especially when he spoke, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like maybe people wouldn't have realized that was Undertaker, even though like you know what Undertaker looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed those films. I enjoyed that TV show, so I would say check them out. But those are my shout-outs. Now it's time for
Mark Out Moment of the Week.
That is right, our Mark Out Moment of the Week. I'll bring up, because it aired beforehand. It aired on last Thursday, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Big E, Liv Morgan, and Braun Strowman were all on Hell's Kitchen. And they were responsible for introducing the Black Jackets, that the Black Jackets would be coming. Outside of that, they really didn't do anything on the show, but I think it was still cool to see the three of them on Hell's Kitchen. Which it would have had to have been filmed sometime in, I think, 2024, honestly. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
But Friday.
I think for me.
Friday is a big, big return for Markin Out. Matt Cardona returned to WWE.
Yeah, huge Mark Out moment for that, especially because none of us expected it. You know, Brandon texted me saying, turn on SmackDown. Somebody, who did you say? You said somebody's about to.
I didn't say anything.
Or you said open challenge.
I said, I don't even think it was like that. I asked you earlier if you were watching SmackDown, and you said no, and then this happened.
No, you legit told me.
Yeah, because Kit Wilson was about to have a surprise opponent. I was like, you might want to see this.
Yeah, so you if you didn't give me that text, like I was legit about to go shower. If you didn't, I was about to go shower. If you didn't text me, I was gonna miss all of that.
But did you turn it on after the expletive, after it happened, or what?
No, I caught it all.
Oh, okay.
I saw Kit's from the start of Kit's entrance.
Kit Wilson's theme, by the way, blew up all over TikTok.
Viral.
And I think it's a Def Rebel track, which is very, very ironic.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's awesome to have Matt Cardona in WWE. Like I said last week, I'm sure I just wanted to give you that moment to mark out over it.
Yeah, I definitely marked out over it. So happy for him. And, you know, now we got to keep on pulling for him. Let's go get it, Matt.
Yeah, he has literally one championship to win before becoming to become a Grand Slam champion. He just needs to win the WWE Championship.
Yeah, he could do this.
I also marked out WWE Vault uploaded a WWE retrospective with Jesse the Body Ventura, which I would have never expected to see. But I thought that was awesome. I feel like they must have been sitting on this because he didn't have his beard like he did at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see that. It was very interesting to hear him talk about everything he spoke about. At one point, they showed him versus Kurt Hennig, and he was like, I didn't even know I wrestled Kurt.
That's funny.
Yeah. But I think ultimately the biggest mark out moment I feel like we have to talk about, Tanahashi retired at Wrestle Kingdom 20. After losing to Okada, I popped big time seeing Tanahashi do the Kinshasa with Shinsuke Nakamura's taunt. He did the PK beforehand for Shibata. I thought that was pretty cool.
But his knees, jeez.
Yeah, this has been a thing with Tanahashi. I thought everyone's like, oh, this was the greatest match ever, match of the year. I thought the match was as good as you could have expected from Okada, who rarely cares these days, and Tanahashi, who could barely move. Tanahashi looked so much better in this match than he's looked in a while to me.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best match of the year or anything like that, but it's just a nice throwback to see these guys go at it. And Tanahashi, I mean, I love his theme song. He's the rock star. It's
I liked Okada
it's
using
time to retire.
A form of Naito's Destino, but honestly, Tanahashi is truly one of the best to ever step in the ring. I will always say it's a damn shame he never wrestled at least one match in WWE. I wish Shinsuke Nakamura could have been there. I wish that was like a thing. I wish it was Nakamura and not Okada.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Earlier in that night, Takeshita also wore Nakamura's armband. I think it's like his actual armband. Just to have him, like, even though he couldn't be present for the show, it was still like he was there in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have also been cool to see Matt Bloom at that retirement ceremony as well as Nakamura, but obviously that's not happening. But you had a bunch of people.
It was nice to see a few people come out.
Yeah, you had Kenny Omega, you had Jay White, Great Muta was there, Naito showed up. That was a very big surprise. Also,
he got booted from the company.
Ibushi also showing up was a surprise.
Yeah, Ibushi without any assist.
He was like banned. So
yeah, and without any assisted devices or anything.
I feel like should he have been walking without crutches? With the way he was walking?
I think that protocol-wise, he should be clear. It's probably weight bearing as tolerated, but you could definitely tell that he was pushing through it.
Yeah, so I thought that was and it's like the IWC turned this like into such a disgusting tribalistic topic.
Yeah.
Where instead of putting Tanahashi over, all they were talking about was John Cena. It's like, this is how you treat a legend. John Cena's retirement sucked. This is why John Cena's retirement sucked. This is why John Cena's retirement sucked.
So hold on. So first off, before we even talk about that, I marked out for Shibata coming out and them just ripping off their t-shirts.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a cool exchange, just ripping off the t-shirts and just chopping each other and then going in for a hug one last time. I love the Japanese culture. The level of respect that they have for each other and the achievements, and it's just bar none. Like, even when I was in Japan, I got to experience it myself, and it's something that in the U.S.
Why, somebody took their shirt off and started chopping you?
No, but our waiter bowed to us when we were getting to the elevator and walked us to the elevator. So they have everything is kind of leveled up in buildings, and our restaurant was on like the 6th floor, 9th floor, or something like that. And as we were leaving the restaurant, we were going to the elevator, and the waiter was walking us out. And we got into the elevator, and we turned around, and he just bowed down to us and said, "Arigato gozaimasu," and bowed to us. And as the elevator doors were closing, he was still remaining bowed, like not even looking up, just bowed down as low as he could until the doors were fully closed. Like, it's just such a culture shock that it's incredible. So I love seeing that respect aspect. But now to go to what you mentioned about the tribalism, I don't understand them. I thought that the way that you were supposed to go out was like Sting. Weren't you supposed to win? And have the parade and everything like that? This is I'm sorry, but did they not watch Cena's?
It's now the way that John Cena lost. For decades, it was never give up, and then he gave up.
Wait,
Even
hold
though
on,
John
but
Cena
didn't-
already explained, also, you didn't need John Cena to explain it, but clearly you're a dumb moron. You don't understand cinema when cinema gets added to pro wrestling. John Cena explained it. It's not giving up. It's letting go.
Wait, but did I don't know, but during Cena's, did the locker room come out to pay their respects to him? I don't know. Maybe I missed that part.
No, it was all about
Maybe-
Triple H, man. Triple H was the only one in the ring. Triple H was the one showing him. Cody Rhodes and CM
Obviously.
Punk don't mean anything to John Cena.
Right? The current champions didn't get into the ring and put their championships over John Cena to pay him respect, the ultimate respect, and bowed down. They got on their knees to John Cena, but
Then other people are like, John Cena wanted this, and WWE didn't respect his like you don't know what John Cena's wishes were. He went on a show and he was like, "This is what I want to do. This is what we're doing."
Yeah, he said that he had this planned out.
He made his retirement show about the future, and they did just that. And then they ended it with him letting go. It was a beautiful, poetic, cinematic ending.
Yeah.
And now Tanahashi is done, and he's going to cut his hair.
Yeah, something else that fans weren't ready to let go of. Stranger Things, that the gate,
Conformity Gate.
Conformity Gate was.
We now have to
rumored
wait until the
be
documentary
released.
because apparently the episode of, or the seventh movie or whatever of Freddy Krueger was a documentary, mockumentary style or something, and he killed everybody on the set or something like that. I never
Yeah,
saw any of those
you
films,
know?
so people think that could potentially happen in this documentary as well.
Yeah, and it's funny because at 8 p.m. they actually crashed the Netflix.
Yeah.
Because so many people were rushing on to see if there was a new Stranger Things that was going to appear because Vecna, the actor, was on Jimmy Fallon doing like
That's not why though. It was way before that.
No, it
people
was
were thinking.
Yeah, there was stuff leading up to it, but then him appearing on there during that skit, Richard Simmons kind of gimmick, the 80s exercise stuff, being like, tomorrow, it begins tomorrow. That did not help. That did not help at all. Like, everybody's looking at tomorrow thinking it's the time, and for him to say it begins tomorrow, that did not help fuel anything at all.
Literally everything that's been done within the season and like people were able to drag out clues and stuff and like put clues together. If they were clues, obviously it's not leading to another episode yet, but it was very like Taylor Swifty-ish. It reminded me of where they're like digging and they're like, oh well, this is this, and then it like actually leads to something,
which
That's
is
what it
hilarious
seemed
because
like,
I feel like it would be hilarious if the Duffer Brothers are reading all of this and be like, how did we not think about this? Everything that
like
happened,
the game that Derek was playing, you get through the whole game apparently, and then it's not the actual ending. You got to go back and play it again on a harder mode to actually play it. And then there's the way that the tapes in the background at the radio station were lined up just happened to be Morse code, or I don't read Morse code.
And then in the very beginning where Eddie is playing Dungeons & Dragons and they think Vecna is dead, but Vecna lives, and they chop off his left arm, and it just so happens that his left arm gets ripped off by L during that entire fight scene, and he's losing his left eye, which is the left eye is the one that Will Byers is seen zooming out of during that scene. Like, there's so many. I mean, even when they were putting back their Dungeons and Dragons books, it spelt out stuff like L live. What is it?
No, I think it didn't spell that out.
Lie.
The
out
cast, I think, put out a picture and switched the binders to write out X is a lie.
Yeah. There's so many different things out there, and it would just be hilarious if every single thing that every single fan is noticing, it's just like
just not
coincidence. Yeah, Like it would be hilarious. Like, I mean, as of now, that's exactly what it is. It's just a coincidence that people are just able to pull apart something, and it's just kind of fascinating how everybody could just look into the details to the point where you're watching it and you're like, huh, okay, I'm open to it. I mean, me and Brandon, I don't think that we actually thought that there was a new episode coming out, but we weren't opposed to it.
I mean, I was a big fan of the finale. I liked this season. Like I said, it was my favorite season.
Yes.
I wouldn't be opposed
I think that
I wouldn't be opposed to another episode.
exactly. I think that the both of us are some of the few, it seems. I mean, which actually, I don't know if it's, I think just the vocal people, I think a majority actually did like it because everybody did speak to that are fans of Stranger Things actually really liked the ending. I haven't spoken to one person that hasn't
I've
enjoyed
spoken
the
to people
ending.
who didn't like the ending.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, everybody I've spoken to has actually enjoyed the ending.
Also, by the way, because of CM Punk found out what Freddy Krueger's about, Nightmare on Elm Street, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that was Freddy's past.
Yeah. That was a big part of the storyline.
People love him.
I think that something, since you brought up, Freddy Krueger was not a good person.
How do people love him?
Freddy Krueger.
That's like when I was.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it's nothing like this given what Freddy did, but at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, one of the longest lines was to meet Lotso. And people were walking up, hugging him, loving Lotso and everything. I'm like, this guy's a heel. He like literally tried to kill Buzz, Woody, everybody. Lotso.
Yeah, no, he's a bad person. But you brought up the CM Punk stuff. I thought that his theory about Stranger Things was actually pretty fascinating, about how it's very similar to Dungeons & Dragons, how it's like pick your ending, sort of, where you can kind of believe which direction you want to go in and choose what your train of thought is with that all. I mean, in reality, her nose wasn't bleeding, and you still had those devices to weaken her powers pointed right at her.
Yeah.
And it didn't impact her. So,
but we're the crazy ones.
That's all. That's it right there. That's done. She's alive. Elle lives. Even Vecna says Elle lives. So, boom.
So that is the mark out moments of the week. Seriously, big time thanks to Tanahashi. Really wish it could have been in a Rumble or something. But that is episode 779. Check us out.
Hall of Fame?
What? Oh, was that a cough?
No, Hall of Fame? WWE
Oh,
Hall
that,
of Fame?
I mean, I would be surprised if it was like this year or something, but I don't know. It would be awesome if it was.
Imagine inducting him the same year as Cena.
But I can't see John Cena being inducted this year.
Imagine a class of Tanahashi, Cena, and AJ Styles all at once.
I mean, that'd be pretty insane.
That would be so freaking wild. Like the GOAT of New Japan, the GOAT of TNA, and the GOAT of WWE all going in at the same time. That would be wild.
And then, fingers crossed, if Tanahashi were to ever be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, it would lead to... I mean, I just don't see it being possible because he's like president of New Japan and stuff. I don't know what kind of deal they'd have to work out, but it would be amazing if it led to Mattel. It would be amazing if it led to 2K.
Mm-hmm.
My fingers are crossed that the AAA roster makes it into the base game for 2K26 and not as DLC. I feel like they should 100% at this point have made it in as base game. But we'll find out. I feel like we'll find out something at the end of this month. If you're dropping a trailer and Mr. Iguana's not like the second to last thing you see in it, I feel like that's a big time fail.
Yeah.
So, like I was going to say, that is episode 779. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Twitter at Markin Out at BTTG161, Chris Sweendog, CM Sweeney85, David PTDBT, Facebook.com/Markin Out, YouTube and Instagram, Markin Out 11, at Markin Out on TikTok. ProWrestlingTees.com/markingout if you'd like to support and purchase some merchandise like that. You can rate, review, subscribe. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, markingout.com, and we wish you best of luck in your future endeavors. Have a fantastic week.